Hey everyone, and welcome to part two of the WWE Draft Reaction 2023. This time is on Monday Night Raw, and if you just saw my reaction to the draft on SmackDown, go to my channel and see it. Anyway, so we're here for um, like I said, Monday Night Raw draft number two, which is a part two. Whoever had the edge for Raw, not Raw, but the WWE draft, so far as SmackDown. And I think SmackDown had a very good draft so far. And in tonight's Raw, we have Miss TV with Shinsuke Nakamura. We have a match, Bloodline versus the LWO. So many more matches plus the draft. So let me go on Google. Or I should say wiki it. And the supplementary picks was um online now, or was on the SmackDown Lowdown on Saturday morning. So Apollo Crews went from NXT to Raw. Candice LeRae stays at Raw. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Chelsea was on Raw. Deville on SmackDown. Now they both on Raw. Dexter Lumis stays at Raw. Hit Row will stay at SmackDown as expected. JD McDonough went from NXT to Raw. JD McDonough did good things. Very, very, very good things. Lacey Evans on SmackDown. Max the Miramar stays on Raw. Natalia goes to SmackDown to Raw. The Viking Raiders, Eric Ivar and Valhalla or Sarah Logan went from SmackDown to Raw, and Zoe Stark is going from NXT to Raw. That's the draft supplementary draft picks. The free agents so far are Dolph Ziggler, because they're going to be on both shows. Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Omos with MVP, and Von Wagner, or I like to call him Von Jobber. So that's the um what's going on so far with this draft, with this names I mentioned with the supplemental draft plus the draft on SmackDown. So who I think will win, not win, but will be the overall winner of the draft? Since SmackDown won night one, I expect them to win night two. And I can't even wait for who's going to be drafted and who's going to stay on their respective brands. Like, say, for instance, Trish Stratus. She might go to SmackDown or stay Raw. And we already saw title switch champions in either brands go to other um, brands. Or I could see a title switch coming up. Like, Bianca Belair went to SmackDown, so everyone would expect Rhea Ripley go to Raw. So will be a title switch? Don't know. Same thing, Gunther, who goes to, I believe, Imperium, with Gunther, who's the Intercontinental Champion, who goes from SmackDown to Raw, and they expect Austin Theory to go to SmackDown with the U.S. title. So there is that. So you got um, Both champions go into in respective brands, go into other brands as champions. Rhea as SmackDown Women's Champion, and Bianca as Raw Women's Champion. And like I said, Gunther, who's the um, WWE Intercontinental Champion, and Austin Theory is the U.S. Champion. So I expect a title switch there too. So we gonna have a great night right now. Um, USA has Law and Order SVU, and and I love SVU, but sometimes not. So there's that. Well, we're going to check on the news like I did um, before that SmackDown came about, and it's in the draft will be in Corpus Christi, Texas, and we all know again Trish Stratus is eligible for the draft. I think the first time. Let's see the news. There's news about Lever Bates leaving AEW with a shiny new toy for wrestling fans. Do I think there's surprises? Yes. Hopefully there's surprises for either brand. Okay, let's. The news says Gargano and Seth Rollins are on Raw. Probably, I bet that Johnny Gargano will stay Raw because his wife is on Raw. Indy was drafted to Raw. Dexter Loomis hopefully stays on Raw. The ways together again because if you know the way on NXT, they are a stable that caught fire, and Johnny Gargano was the leader of it. And hey, you know, it's Thursday night we're a match. Oh, it's say Friday night we're a match out in honor of 10, 11, 20, but maybe not this time. So we have a great show on store. 7:14 in the no West Coast time, East Coast time. 6:14 in Texas. 3:14 in West Coast time. Okay. Hmm. There we go. Trying to set the time here. Yeah, set the time here. I'm trying to set the time because my clock says on the computer well 6:17. It's not 6:17 here. So again, Monday Night Raw is coming up around 8 o'clock, 8ish. And I've been to Monday Night Raw uh, last year. Great 3 hours of my life with my brother, and I really like it. With him going to Raw a couple of years ago, went to SmackDown, and can't even wait. We'll be first in the draft for the second round in the draft because round to me round one is on SmackDown. Round two is Monday Night Raw tonight. So there's that. Well, I had to drink water and keep my voice up and for this um, draft and reaction to Monday Night Raw. And Raw is going, like I said, going to be great. Who will be number one for in this second round? And would it be Trish Stratus be number one in the second round? Would it be Seth Rollins in number one and SmackDown? And we all know that Roman Reigns is the overall number one. Went to SmackDown and the Universal title stays at SmackDown. And the Raw, or should say the World Heavyweight Championship will be on Monday Night Raw. And we now know there will be a tournament. Excuse me, there will be a tournament for determine who will be the new World Heavyweight Champion and Night of Champions May 27th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So we don't know who the participants. We know that both Raw superstars and SmackDown superstars will compete in that tournament for crowning the new World Heavyweight Champion. So there's that. And we're on the road to Backlash. Um, um, and Backlash will be in Puerto Rico on Sunday, on the night Sunday, but Saturday, May 6th. That's also the date of the Kentucky Derby. I'm planning to watch that. Tonight is Raw. NXT tomorrow. Um, watching this is my TV happens. Watching Raw tonight. NXT tomorrow night. Watch the Max Singer on Wednesday night, and the Max Singer is very good. I could tell you that. Thursday, YouTube night. Friday, um, um, SmackDown. But the weekends I play on my PS4 for this, so that's how my schedule is. Um, but since we it's Monday and Monday Night Raw, so it's Monday and and a very cold Monday at best here in my hometown. And if you live in the East Coast, have you noticed that um, it's not even springtime? And the weather's not warming up soon. It was a little bit, but still, it feels like winter. Now we're in the first day of May, and it feels like still winter. So there's that. Well, match 1 5 to 3. Huge match fan, yes, no. Please, yeah. So let's go to Wizard Zone. See what's the news. No, Open Finance Dawn had no idea they were getting drafted at all or getting drafted. I say great things of them. Remember, they were the current NXT um, tag team champions. Cody's set to appear tonight too. Zone has not any. Let's try 411. See if they have the news. Hmm. Let's see. We're wrestling. You want to know spoiler notes? No way. Don't like doing spoilers. Let's go to wrestling. Let's see if there's pre-draft news. Yeah. No draft news on 411 Mania. So there's that. So nothing in versus zone, nothing at 411 Mania. So we get in like a hush hush in round number two for this WWE draft. Wait a minute. Let's see this. I don't want to do that. So this could be the most like important Raw of all time. Not all time, but the most important Raw here. And Raw is going to be a great time here. And when you're a fan of like WWE, you knew this is going to be a great time. WWE Raw, I the first time I seen it was around 1995. I didn't see the very first one in January of 1993, but I first saw the first SmackDown in 1999. So there was that. So I saw it the first Sunday Night Heat was on USA Network before they moved to um, MTV. Yes, MTV had WWE programming, which was okay. They they had Raw. They had the early seasons of Tough Enough. There's there's that. And I remember during the 2000s, um, Raw um, has has USA Network. SmackDown was on, I believe, UPN, if I remember correctly, before they moved to my network TV. Yeah, yeah, we're on UPN. Um, and MTV has Sunday Night Heat back in the day. And I remember Sunday Night Heat used to do pay per view um, pre shows because I remember because I every you get the gist here if you remember of Sunday Night Heat is that they used to do pay per view pre shows. They say for instance WrestleMania in Houston, Texas. They are there. Um, King of the Ring. I forgot where the King of the Ring 2001 was, and this was doing early on in the aborted invasion angle between WWE and WCW. Was WWE was WWF back then, if you may remember. So, so if you want to know about WWE, X right here, or you see this down here. If you want to know about what's going on with the WWE, and I know Tantalizing 20 is talking about currently in his YouTube channel. Uh, Wrestling Days is doing his YouTube channel and others before this draft. And if you know about um, the WWE draft. It's like I mentioned on Friday. It's like the NHL entry draft, the NFL draft, the NBA draft, the Major League Baseball draft, and it's where like prospects will be taken. Like say for instance, the NHL draft. They when they announce the player, Player comes up, gets a hat, and so wear the jersey, and that's not. Or in the NFL draft this past week, the player gets his hat and shows off his football jersey. Same thing with the NBA and Major League Baseball. Well, Major League Baseball are doing this too. Well, um, while um, being drafted. So here in the WWE, there's no hats. They just announce the draft pick, and then a promo just like that. And that's all. Let me see who talk about the draft here. Oops. No, 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 no. Let's see. Shorts. Wrestling. I mentioned Wrestling Days is talking about it. There's, what was talking about on YouTube? Wrestling Days talking about it. Well, it was just analyzing 20. He's upcoming in about right now, actually. Getting ready for right now. So people are streaming or having their reaction, getting ready for the WWE draft. And let me check something here with my phone. Hopefully Alexa Bliss comes back too. Stuff going down. Raquel and Liv versus Dakota Kai and Bailey. There will be six draft rounds in the six draft rounds. To me, this is the second round. Seth Rollins versus Solo Sokoa. A Brock Lesnar promo. Huh, what else? And I believe Damage Control was drafted on SmackDown, if I remember correctly. Right. That would be a good match, actually. Seth Rollins versus Solo Sokoa in on Monday Night Raw. Let me see. Let So, the, yeah, just looking up so what's going on. SVU, like again, like I said, SVU is a good show, but it lost its loss when Stable left. Now he's back, has his own show. Getting ready for Raw. Here we go. Getting ready for Raw. Hmm. Whoops. Sorry about that. Well, if I had to guess who would be the number one pick for Raw, it has to be Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins already in Raw. This is a hard one. Who would be the number one pick for Raw? Dixon Loomis? Maybe. If it's Dixon Loomis, so I could be wrong. Who would be number one here? So Raw will be a show stealer, and and thank God for the picture in picture, or say the double, the picture in picture, for commercial breaks, because they show their match on the picture in picture, then the commercial on top. SmackDown used to do that, and NXT does it, um, and they should do this often. I know the NFL does it when they on commercial breaks for a timeout, and um, we need that for Raw. The picture in picture also, um, NASCAR on Fox does it too. The picture in picture covers the Indy 500 and everything else. So there's that. Almost time for Raw, folks. In 7:40, it's 7:43. Like almost 20, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. And here's the thing about this draft. If you want to see your favorite wrestler drafted in Raw, they stay Raw and SmackDown. That's okay. And there could be several NXT call ups too. I forgot about that. Um, we now know Apollo Cruz. We're going back to Raw. Zoe Stark is being called up. Andy Hartwell is being called up. I mentioned JD McDonough is getting caught up. Do I see more NXT call ups tonight? Absolutely. I could see Grayson Waller being called up. I could see Katana, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter being caught up. I could see um I know Elba Fire and Isla Dawn also being caught up. I forgot about that during the draft. I could see more call ups in NXT, either for Raw or SmackDown. Do I see Braun Breaker being called up? No. He's in a feud with Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship, and I have an idea the for the next video. So stay tuned about that. And NXT clubs, you better believe they be calling up there tonight. And when you have an NXT call up, like NXT them like the minor leagues in a very good way because my hometown team of the Toledo Miners, for example, they're the AAA affiliate for the Detroit Tigers, or my favorite hockey, one of my few favorite hockey teams, the Toledo Walleye. They they're like the minor league call-ups or the minor league affiliates of the Detroit Red Wings of the NHL. Because NFL doesn't have the minor leagues, or NBA doesn't have the minor leagues. Well, the G League, that's it, and that that's the only two major minor leagues is the ECHL, where the Toledo Walleye is in, and the International League, or the AAA, where the Toledo Mudhens are playing. So the NXT is like that with the call ups, and if you have like a call up in NXT, you know it's to be something great or it can fizzle out. Say for example, for example, Maven. This is before NXT. Maven, who won the very first Tough Enough, he was one tough enough and earned a spot in the Royal Rumble, but he fizzled out. The only time he was ever remembered in the WWE was it eliminated The Undertaker in the 2002 Royal Rumble, and that's it. And the female, and the very first female, Jackie Gator, Jackie Gator won. She tried her best, but she best for remembered for her botch in the mixed tag team match um, on Raw in 2002 against I remember this. It was Bubba Ray Dudley and Trish Stratus versus Bradshaw pre JBL versus Jackie Gator, and Jackie Gator made a huge botch on this, and and she should not be blamed for that, and now she's out of wrestling because of it. So is Maven, and now Maven's like doing like Home Shopping Network or something like that. If I the last time we hear about him, he was doing that. I know Jackie Gator is married to Charlie Haas, who has a couple of kids. They, you may remember that. I have to get my string off them. String up. And if you know about this, what's going on, um, NXT, like I said, it's the like minor leagues. It was, and you got NXT champion Carmelo Hayes, who's the current NXT champion. It was NXT 2.0 with that big reset at the time. When Triple H had the black and gold, it rocked. Undisputed Era, and so on and so forth, except for the Velveteen Dream. Yeah. Now they had NXT 2.0. Now you get to see great stars now in NXT. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, who is Rick and Scott, Rick, uh, Rick and Scott Steiner's um, son. Yep. No. No, Scott Rick Steiner's son, not Scott Steiner. I'm sorry. Scott Steiner's his uncle. Wells. Indy Hardware, who's the current NXT Women's Champion, I believe she will lose her title because she's being called up. Same thing with Dawn and Fire will lose their titles, and I'm making a prediction that they will face each other in NXT Tuesday for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. And you may thought NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, yes, there is, because originally it was the women's tag team title goes to three brands at the time when it was launched: Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. But I think there was a title controversy, if I remember correctly. That's how the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship came about. And I think um, anything can happen with this draft, which will start around 9 minutes from now. It's 7:51 East Coast time. In Corpus Christi, Texas, hopefully seeing great action, see who the picks are. I don't know. I want to make. I know Triple H will start out um, Monday Night Raw just like he did on Friday Night SmackDown with um who with his speech and who would get drafted. And do I think like like say for instance Austin Theory go to SmackDown? Yes. Do I see mid Carter title switches like the women? Yes. It already happened. They they making the prediction that they will make new titles for um for this brand. We now know the um World Heavyweight Championship will be the new incarnation of the World Heavyweight Championship. Will be defending a Night of Champions in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in a tournament, which would be interesting to see who will be crowned the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And and also we're on the road to Backlash in Puerto Rico. And it will be very good on Backlash. Granted, the Universal Champion will not be there, or the world title will not be there, but again, will be in a tournament in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in May 27th, I think it was. May 27th. I know May 6th is Backlash because this tournament would be much, much more important here. And they showing the crowd right now in Fort Worth, Texas, as the draft is coming soon. You can see the competitors again. No, no Bray Wyatt, which is telling. And matches tonight would be a confrontation between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. And like I mentioned, the draft coming up, the matches coming up. So we're gonna have a great time. Who'll be drafted? Who be what's going to happen here on NXT? No, NXT, but Monday Night Raw because I'm excited. Just like just like Bobby Heenan was in WrestleMania 8. So we're almost like 5 minutes away. Well, no, the clock is wrong on my computer and trying to fix 7:54 actually. So we are soon coming up to the WWE draft. Anything can happen. Would there be shockers? Yes. Would there be um, trades? No. I don't think there will be trades in this draft. I remember one time I mentioned it on Friday's video, I remember John Cena was drafted to Monday Night to Friday Night SmackDown. No, SmackDown actually before they were Friday nights. Then during the end of the night, drafted back to Monday Night Raw, which makes no sense because when you draft a certain like a certain team, um, granted you get trades and you trade it to another team, but you just we're officially 5 minutes away. By the way, um, we're 56, 4 minutes away to say for the WWE draft coming up. This, like I said, Friday was the most important draft. Night one is this is night two, round one. Well, to say round two, night two, first pick, and there would be two picks each. It used to be three picks for Raw, two for SmackDown, and it would be both each. And I would predict that Raw would be selecting first. And like I said in Friday's video here, there should be a general manager for both brands. And I really mean it because no offense to Adam Pearce, he's done a great job. But you need general managers, both Raw and SmackDown. Um, Shawn Michaels taking control of NXT since when Rico left. He's done a great job. But like I said, you need to get um, general managers for Raw and SmackDown to take control or enforce the law in those brands. Like, say for instance, Taylor Long should be SmackDown general manager, and Pierce should stay in the NXT, but Raw general manager. But we don't. And Pierce is the representative of both brands, and the commissionership um, should be enforced too for both brands. Wow. What time is it now? Almost time, folks. 7:58. 2 minutes away. No, 1 minute away. It's now 7:59. 1 minute away for Monday Night Raw. In again in Corpus Christi, Texas. In again, let's see. Um, the Raiders' name is so I get knocked off on YouTube. And this draft, like I said, important. It's important to the fans. It's important to everybody in the WWE. Who would get drafted to Raw? Who would get drafted to SmackDown? Who would be being called up to NXT? That's the $64,000 question. And yes, I could name reference a game show back in the day. So there's that. And when we have Raw coming up, we have great names coming up like um who names like Braun Breaker, who again he would not be caught up. And here we go. Then, now, and forever opening package. It's Trish Stratus and the then, now, and forever. Ah, stupid sickle. And it was back up. They showing the highlights from the draft last Friday night on SmackDown. Who got picked? And Roman Reigns, as you know, Universal Champion stays in SmackDown. The title stays in SmackDown. Charlotte Socorro stays there. Bianca moved from Raw to SmackDown. Street Profits goes to SmackDown. I forgot about that. It was come, actually come back home to SmackDown. Bobby Lashley goes to SmackDown. Damage Control goes to SmackDown. The OC goes to SmackDown. Essentially, Bullet Club. Fire and Dawn goes to SmackDown. And for Monday Night Raw, it will be Cody Rhodes, the man Becky Lynch, Imperium. Congratulations to Gunther, by the way. Mad Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Indy Hartwell, the NXT Women's Champion, The Miz stays, Shinsuke Nakamura. So there was, I mentioned this show, and I mentioned the supplemental draft too. Call-ups. And good crowd in Corpus Christi, Texas for Monday Night Raw, and and same podium as from last night with Monday Night Raw. And here comes Triple H. I knew it. I knew Triple H would come. And with the World Heavyweight Championship by the podium. Huh. What the new version of the Big Gold Belt. That's what it is. Great ovation with Triple H. And so I made it because of no copyright strikes. By the way, just like on Friday. Let's see who would get the first pick with the Big Gold Belt by the new Big Gold Belt by his side. Great ovations to Triple H. Hopefully Vince McMahon doesn't break this. Triple H making a speech and also getting ready to call who will be announced here. Remember, this is the second round. To me, the second round. Again, SmackDown won the draft. showing the new version of the Big Gold Belt. Oh, I love that belt. Debuted last Monday night, by the way. They're showing Monday's draft pool because who will be first in this draft? Oh, I thought Seth was drafted on Friday. I was wrong. We're 51. Sometimes you're wrong. Okay, who? Read. Again, I wonder who will be drafted after the speech. Here we go. Oh, Rhea Ripley goes to Raw. Again, title switch. Like I predicted, Rhea Ripley goes to Raw. Title switch right here. Great pick by Raw, by the way. United States champion Austin Theory will go to SmackDown, and again, in the big cards, title switch. Right there, title switch is coming up. So, US champion will go to Raw, SmackDown, in a kind of Raw. And Seth Rollins will go to Monday Night Raw. He stays on Raw, by the way. He's my pick to be the World Heavyweight Champion, too. People are singing, oh, 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 oh. We get it, we get it, we get it. SmackDown gets SmackDown gets Charlotte Flair. She goes back to SmackDown. There's no surprise that Charlotte Flair is to SmackDown girl. So, two picks each. Rio goes to Raw. Austin Theory goes to SmackDown. Seth stays at Raw. Charlotte goes to SmackDown. Or stays at SmackDown, actually, since she's in SmackDown. Paul Heyman's coming out. Because I think Heyman's now part of SmackDown, actually. and he will make a speech, hopefully, or promo. Maybe not. No, he is making a promo. Tonight, Brock and Cody are here. Um, do you think Paul Heyman would go back to Brock? We never know. Riddle versus Jimmy Uso. And do you think the Usos go to Raw? Maybe. And like I mentioned, the LWO versus the Judgment Day. And Heyman got the stick on the mic. Hmm. Will Paul Heyman insert himself with the Cody Rhodes Brock Lesnar? He would. Hmm. 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 Heyman's a great promo master because um again copyright strikes if I'm muted. See, oh, here comes Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. I would have him as the architect version of him. Mm, okay. And Seth will talk this time. And Heyman looks bad. He's mad. You can tell Heyman's in bad. He's mad. Famous Seth Rollins guy for Crackle. Oh, woman's talking to Paul on the phone. I'm shocked that Rhea Ripley get the first pick. And Judy has to say here. Oh, here comes Solo Sokoa. It would be a good match, Solo versus Rollins here for Monday Night Raw. And the first match in that Billy and Dakota Kai versus Liv Morgan Rodriguez. Kai and Rodriguez have a history together. And I remember this. When Dakota Kai betrayed Tegan Knox, she had Raquel Gonzalez as her backup. I'll be right back. Back. Oh, snap. That rhymes. So, we know the next picks. We're gonna have a match soon here. Dakota Kai versus no, Damage Control versus Raquel Gonzalez and Liv Morgan. For the most familiar day, he arrived in the arena and decided to confront Brock Lesnar. Talking to Aaron Page. Main event of Free Rollins versus Shakur. Right. More women showing more women who will make the picks for Raw. I know the legends are, but should it be GMs making the picks? And I can see performance here. They're showing here. Here comes Liv and Raquel. Like I said, Raquel and Dakota Kai have a history together in this. And they both set out for Liv versus. I think Raquel and Dakota should start out first. Pen one, only one there. Show the draft picks in the bottom two. Right, by the way. And they live in Raquel Manhan and Bailey trying to make a tag here. You cannot tag out of foot. No, I don't think it's a official tag. Nice big move by Dakota Kai. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're showing advertisements for the Kentucky Derby coming up in Saturday. Can't even wait for that. Oh, that's why Crispy says you ain't even out there with damage control. Interesting. Triple H says Prognosis is not eligible for the draft. He's a free agent, so he can appear on both brands. Interesting. Then they're doing the picture in picture. Oh man, because you gotta focus on the match and the commercials. No. Match is still going on. And we're back from the commercial break. Damage control taking control of the match here, and after this, I believe the draft picks be coming. Only two there for Dakota and Bailey. Again, Sky is now with them, which is very interesting. It's going to be a 10 or 15-minute match here, or 20, because tag matches are like too long here. And Liv Morgan trying to make a comeback. Trying to reach here. And Dakota put the stop to it. Here we go. Rivalry renewed once more. Former friends on NXT, um, Raquel and Dakota Kai. Nice following slam there. And comes Bailey to make the save. And then get another following slam. Nice elbow. One, two, only two there. Nice kick out by Dakota. There's a tag. Papala connected. Pin. One. Nice save by Raquel. Mm-hmm. They defeat here. Tag from Bailey. But there's a tag. What up? Pin 1, 2, 3. Damage control wins. I wonder who would be the legends call for the picks this time. We saw him on Monday Night Raw. Probably more legends on SmackDown. I wonder where Trish goes from here. From Raw, Booker will make the pick. He was from a Hall of Famer. Worked for both brands. And Shamel. Shamel making the picks. Oh man. Booker Shamel making the picks. Interesting. Very interesting. Mhm. Again, legends make the picks. Like I said, GM should make um, the picks, but legends, alright, it's cool. Interesting, a husband and wife will make the picks. Booker, because Booker's married to Shamel. I believe Shamel was Nitro Girl, if I remember correctly. Comment down below if um, was Shamel a. Let me look it up. 52, wow, she looks different. Yeah, she was a Nitro Girl and she played Paisley. having a rock recording conversation of Raw when we get ready for the next batch of picks of Monday Night Raw because I don't come at some time. And Brock Lesnar's in the building. And you know who's in the building? Paul Heyman. And he was talking to Brock Lesnar. We're capping the Suplex City last month after WrestleMania. It's after suplexes after suplexes in this. And chair shot. And never got a F5 on its steers. Again, didn't happen last month. And here comes Father, 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 WCW champion Booker T and his wife making the picks. Booker T also commented on NXT. Again, with showing the new improved Big Old build. Yeah. Okay. August, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the undisputed tag team champions, said they can go to both brands. And the titles still being different in both brands, by the way. And SmackDown gets the Usos. So the whole bloodline stays at SmackDown. The Judgment Day will stay at Raw. Rhea Ripley means she's going to SmackDown, if I remember correctly, because of title swap. And Raw SmackDown gets the LWO, the whole LWO. Interesting. So the LWO goes to SmackDown. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stays in Raw. He also stays to SmackDown. The Bloodline is still around. The Judgment Day stays in Raw minus Rhea Ripley, and the LWO goes to Raw to SmackDown. So that's the next picks, and we'll have more picks coming up. So there's that. Oh, Ricochet and Braun Strowman tag team match. You kind of wonder where Trish would go in this draft. And here comes Braun Strowman. Okay, Strowman and Ricochet versus the Alpha Academy with Maxine Dupree. Really? She's managing Alpha Academy now? Hmm. Commercial break. So, we now know the Usos will stay at SmackDown. Zayn and Owens goes to Raw. WWE goes to Raw to SmackDown. Interesting. I wonder who made the next picks. I'll go, and I agree with Andrew on this. On his Twitter account, it says WWE really needs to offer clarification on why some of these tag titles ASAP. And again, I don't comment on commercials. No, wait. Rio goes to Raw. If convinced, let me check it again. Yeah, she stays at Raw. Judgment Day stays at Raw. Okay, the whole Judgment Day stays then. Thought she would go to SmackDown. 151, sometimes you're wrong. As Alfred Kindness opening ring gets the jobber entrance with Maxine Dupree. So our next match tonight, another tag match. Strowman and Ricochet versus the Alpha Academy. This is like the Wake Me Up When September Ends match. A Green Day song or reference. Nice flip. No, well, technician from Gable, who used to be tagged with Jason Jordan, I think his name was. No, with Otis. Otis used to tag with Tucker from um, Heavy Machinery, if you may remember correctly. Nice duck kick. Standard switch. Nice. Oh, nice kick by Ricochet. Tag, and here comes the big man. Yeah, evidence there. Oh, you don't make Strowman mad. Oh, nice bar slam. Tag. And one, two, three. Quick match. Knew it's the Alpha Academy got the jobber entrance. But for all, oh, HBK for all again. I bet Road Dogg is announcing here for SmackDown. Adam Pierce. Interesting. Pierce, a former 8-time NWA Heavyweight Champion. One of the great NWA champions of all time, in my opinion. Commercial for the NBA playoffs. Please, I don't think the Warriors will ever retain. If they do, it seems unpredictable. But hockey, that's not predictable. And congratulations to the Capitals and for the Boston Bruins. They choked a 3-1 lead. Look at Seth Rollins years ago. I wonder where Trish goes this. And yeah, how many NXT call ups to boot? Raw is in Fort Worth, Texas. That is Fort Worth area, by the way. Oh, home of the TCU Home Frogs. Judgment Day segment. Oh, segment about Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. They could face each other at Backlash. That's my knuckles. Again, Backlash in Puerto Rico. A San Juan street fight against Bad Bunny and um, Damian Priest. That would be a good match there at WWE Backlash. Here comes HBK Shawn Michaels. I hope he's okay when they announce some NXT call ups on SmackDown. Look at a live shot at the NXT Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. And here comes Adam Pearce, former 8-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Oh, Brock Lesnar. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. We want the picks. Oh no. Cody Rhodes would face Brock Lesnar at Backlash. Should we get the picks, not a Brock Lesnar segment? Really? He's going to speak? I thought we were going to get the picks. Probably Vince McMahon's booking this. Thank God. Yeah, before police shows up too. Yeah, more security. Oh, Cody Rhodes, oh, come on. Oh, Cody Rhodes out of nowhere. See, this is why we need general managers for both brands here. Really? A point segment with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Looking forward to see the picks, but Vince McMahon booking with this. Hmm. That segment was unnecessary. I know it's for the storyline, but that segment was unnecessary. When are you coming to commercials? Commercials. Promo package for Shinsuke Nakamura will face Kevin Cross on SmackDown in Puerto Rico. And plus Bad Bunny's in Puerto Rico too. And recapping that pointless segment here. Supposed to be the picks, not a pointless segment about them. I know it's for a match, but can you have that on a later on the episode? And please get on with the draft. And Shawn Michaels pick in instead of Van Hughes. So Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez stays at SmackDown, still the women's tag team champions because it goes to both brands. And SmackDown gets Asuka. Oh, really? Asuka goes to SmackDown instead of Monday Night Raw. Raw gets the New Day. Huh. New Day goes to SmackDown to Raw. Great pick. Couldn't Becky eat better way? And SmackDown gets the Bartlett Broods. The Bartlett Broods stay on SmackDown. So Liv Morgan Rodriguez goes to Raw. Asuka moves to SmackDown. New Day moves to Raw. Bartlett Broods stay in SmackDown. Interesting. Green, we have a riddle. Oh, we could have a riddle match. A snoozer with the tag team champions who recently dropped to Raw. Split the titles up. We kept in what happened in the tag match. Comes to Usos. Match between Jimmy or Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. Using Eddie Guerrero technique there. Mm-hmm. Commercial and again, any better match is just loser. Back to the match at hand, and Riddle um, taking control of the match and the small drop Jey Uso. The Usos go stay in the SmackDown, so Riddle, I think, yeah, Riddle Raw, including the tag champs. Riddle's down in the floor. This match is getting boring. I wanted to see the picks. Race in Puerto Rico for SmackDown and Backlash Monday will be in Jacksonville, home of the Jaguars 2, and AEW's doorstep. The road time, pin 1, 2, 3. So, coming up more picks here. Segment of Io Sky. Marvel Championship, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. Again, I can see the belts switching. Since Bianca goes to SmackDown, Rhea goes to Raw. Eric Bischoff is making the picks? Really? And look at the smile on his face. And for SmackDown, RVD. Really? Eric Bischoff shouldn't be needed. Should be not expected, but Raw General Manager, please. Mm. Yeah, recapping Brock Lesnar is a free agent. With the other free agents I mentioned at the top of this video. They made a different pep talk to Solo when it comes to Usos. Like it's Jimmy Uso or Jay Uso. I wonder who would get picked next. Tonight, main event: Seth freaking Rollins versus Solo Sikoa, or Seth Rollins versus Solo Sikoa. Here comes the next pick. He comes in with Bischoff, former Raw General Manager. Mm. And here comes RVD. Maybe we could get NXT call-ups here. Mm. And Trish Stratus stays at Raw. And no big surprise. Trish stays at Raw. She's always a Raw girl. That was my favorite. And SmackDown gets Karrion Kross with Scarlett. Karrion Kross stays at SmackDown. Raw gets Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler goes from SmackDown to Raw. Really? And SmackDown gets LA Knight. LA Knight actually stays at SmackDown. So Trish Stratus stays at Raw. Karrion Kross stays at SmackDown. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler moves from SmackDown to Raw. LA Knight stays at SmackDown. And we're going to have Miz TV. And here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. And he's competing. What? Be right back. Shinsuke got the best of the Miz. His main event: Seth freaking Rollins versus Solo Sikoa. Main event. And also more picks. And we're going to have a useless Omar segment with MVP. Seriously, squash match. Hopefully, more picks. Oh, of course, there's a Omar's Jobber segment. Mm. And you face a jobber at the Atlantis. Yeah, this gonna be a useless almost squash match segment. Snake Eyes. And of course Romance wins. Recapping the debut of the return of the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, that belt is exclusively on Raw since Roman Reigns ducked into SmackDown. See the Big Gold belt, the new version of the Big Gold belt. O'Malley Holly's making the picks for Raw and for SmackDown. Road Dogg. I'm away. Here we go for more picks. The advertisement for WWE 2K23, which is a great game, by the way. Hospital review coming up. Becomes Bulldog. Hopefully some NXT call ups. And Molly Holly, both WWE Hall of Famers. And Smack Raw gets Ricochet and Braun Strowman. So they stay at Raw. And for SmackDown, Shotzi or Shotzi Blackheart. Raw gets Bronson Reed. So Bronson Reed went from SmackDown to Raw, if I remember correctly. No, he stays at Raw. And Pretty Deadly's drafted to SmackDown, the two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. That's the first call-up of the night with NXT. So, recap. Storm and Ricochet stays at Raw, Shotzi stays at SmackDown, Bronson Reed stays in Raw, Pretty Deadly goes to SmackDown. Round 6 is coming up here. And here comes the Judgment Day. Judgment Day's been kicking butt since that they kicked out Edge. And the hype in Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown title. Should they be switched here? Because I see Rhea retaining. Yeah, just midday promo. Yeah, and talking about Bad Bunny from um him. Huge heat on Dominic. So far, SmackDown getting the best of night two, just like in night one. Here comes the LWO Ray. So 6 man tag, LOW versus Judgment Day. Probably a bookmark on that feud. Says they drafted different brands. Via Hypen Imperium, who got drafted to Raw. because the brand makeup tires should be switched. Ray versus Dom. Oh, maybe not. More nice to the crowd about Zelina. Six-man tag goes like 15 to 20 minutes, or 20 to 25 minutes. Because the guy had to get more picks. So, Mm. Back to the match in hand here. Again, like for 20, 25 minutes. Goes to the next picks. Here picks up Ray here. Stay by Selena though. Over the top 360. Meteor by Selena. Judgment Day wins. Biggest interference from Finn Balor. Another recap of Lesnar and Cody in night. If you have Cody Rhodes. Let's go and get some more picks. Again, Backlash, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Can't wait for that. Uh, gotta be JBL with the Texas. Yep, JBL for Raw. And for SmackDown, Ted Long, like last time on SmackDown. In the main event, Rollins Solo still co-op. Okay. Wonder who would get. Again, that Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, I mean, doesn't mean needed, though, before that pick. You know what I mean? Earlier, I just thought about it. or thinking about it. Also, RIP Golden Lightfoot. Mm-hmm. Well, Backlash press conference this Friday at noon on Peacock and probably it's on highlights on YouTube. Probably on YouTube. Interview with Bianca Belair who got just up at SmackDown. Interview with Bianca Belair and Damage Control. Again, Taylor Switch coming up. Bianca versus Io for the Raw Women's title. I think you see a title switch. I mean, switching titles with Rhea and Bianca. Well, here comes Teddy Long. And here comes JBL. Mm-hmm. And for Academy stage at Raw, and SmackDown gets Rick Boogs, the guitarist. Rick Boogs, SmackDown. The NXT Women's Tag Team well, the Katana Kid Chance show. The Women's NXT Champion Star drafted to SmackDown and the formerly tag team. So this be interesting. And SmackDown has Cameron Grimes. Interesting. So Alpha Academy goes to Raw, moves to SmackDown, Chance going to Raw, Cameron Grimes to SmackDown. I think there's one more round if I remember correctly, or just six. Mm. Yeah, New Day's going to Raw. Time for the main event. Uh, Friday picks me at Raw Talk, level 5 East, and we'll break it down tomorrow. Well, that's it. Um, that's the end of the draft. Won't be able to um um see Solo. Well, not react to Solo to and um Rollins. I can't even think of the name. So we'll see you next time. Bye.